Hello everybody, this is Refresh, and I'm here to bring you a build of a Guilds of Ravnica sealed deck. This is the second of two sealed decks that I'm building. You'll find the link to the first sealed deck as well as the games that I'm going to be playing with these sealed decks in the description box below. I'm going to be opening these 6 packs of Guilds of Ravnica. I'll build the best 40 card deck that I can out of them, and then I will take them into the battlefield and see how well they do. But first, let's open some packs. Pack number 1. We have a Sure Strike, a Righteous Blow, Vidalcan Mesmerist, a Crushing Canopy, Barrier of Bones, Command the Storm, Mephitic Vapors, Luminous Bonds, Vernati Shieldmate, Piston Fist Cyclops, Murmuring Mystic, Ledev Champion, World Soul Colossus, Midnight Reaper, Selesnya Guildgate, and a Goblin. Pack 2, we have a Fearless Halberdier, Sworn Companions, Burglar Rat, Moodmark Painter, Blade Instructor, Sonic Salt, Golgari Locket, Command the Storm, Mephitic Vapors, Luminous Bonds, Chemister's Insight, Gird for Battle, Inescapable Blaze, Venerated Loxodon, a Boros Guildgate, and a Soldier Token. We have a 10th District Guard, a Disdainful Stroke, Torch Courier, Vigor Spore Worm, Burglar Rat, Dead Weight, Undercity Uprising, Direct Current, Gateway Plaza, Conclave Cavalier, Glaive of the Guild Pact, a Demir Spybug, a Connive and Concoct, a Shiny Moodmark Painter, a Boros Guildgate, and a Soldier Token. We have in pack 4 a Disdainful Stroke, a Barging Sergeant, a 10th District Guard, a Leapfrog, Urban Utopia, Wary Okapi, a Goblin Electromancer, Notion Rain, Gravitic Punch, Watcher in the Mist, Murmuring Mystic, League Guildmage, a Pilfering Imp, Tajic Legion's End, Demir Guildgate, and a Bird Illusion Token. Then we have a Healer Hawk, a Dazzling Lights, a Barrier of Bones, Generous Stray, a Capture Sphere, a Golgari Locket, a Maniacal Rage, a Hired Poisoner, a Vernati Shieldmate, a Hypothesizel, a Goblin Crater Maker, a Molder Hulk, a Disinformation Campaign, a Bounty of Might, a Selesnya Guildgate, and an Insect Token. And our final pack has a Wojak Bodyguard, a Take Heart, a Pax Favor, Veiled Shade, Pitiless Gorgon, Fresh-Faced Recruit, Artful Takedown, Sumala Wood Shaper, Devious Cover-Up, Rhizome Lurcher, House Guildmage, Creeping Chill, Pitiless Gorgon should be over here, Thoughtbound Phantasm, Niv Mizzet Parun, Selesnya Guildgate, and an Elf Knight. Alright, we'll pull the tokens aside and take a look at what we have here. So, let's take a look at white. Take Heart is a okay combat trick. Healer's Heart can be good. I'm not really a fan of the 10th District Guards. The Venerated Loxodon can be very good in the right deck, and Gird for Battle I think can be pretty good too, especially throwing that token on a Healer's Hawk, for example. Luminous Bond is good removal, and the Blade Instructor can be okay if there's a way for me to get it in and not have it die. Sworn Companions can be okay, Luminous Bond ×2, and a Righteous Blow, which is also removal. Not the best removal, so this is definitely much lower in the tier of removal, but there's not a lot that's better than this either. So, white is a little thin. There is two really good removal cards and one really good white creature, and that's what's really drawing me to white right now. Everything else is just mediocre and not terribly exciting, but the Venerated Loxodon and the Luminous Bonds definitely give me reason to at least consider splashing for white. Blue's Thoughtbound Phantasm is good if you have a lot of Surveil. I don't know if I do. The Devious Cover-Up is not it. Capture Sphere is removal. The Dazzling Lights is not that great of a trick. The Murmuring Mystic, on the other hand, is very good, especially if I can cast lots of instants and sorceries. The Watcher of the Mist is also a pretty good creature as well. And then if I'm casting lots of instants and sorceries, anyways, the Leapfrog will be okay. So the Leapfrog and the Thoughtbound Phantasm both sort of rely on their countering their guild mechanics. Disdainful Stroke, I think, is a sideboard card. It's not something I'm going to play main deck, but I will always play a Chemist's Insight as well, because card draw is quite good. We'll put it right here past the Murmuring Mystic. We have 2 Murmuring Mystics really pulling me into blue right now, and then a Vidalcan Mesmerist, which is not very good. So there's not much in the way of Surveil on any of these particular cards, except maybe a Dying Watcher in the Mist, but the 2 Murmuring Mystics are quite good, and if I have enough to get them going, I think that there is a really strong argument for playing blue here. With black, we have Creeping Chill, which is only good if you're surveilling it. I wouldn't normally play this. The Veiled Shade is not terribly amazing either. Hard Poisoner I'd probably always play. The Barrier Bones is a little lackluster. It is a way to surveil, but I don't know if I'd want to play it normally. The Pilfering Imp I think is decent. The Moodmock Painter I'm not a fan of. Deadweight is a kind of removal. I like that. The Burglar Rats can be okay. If you're playing a Golgari deck in particular, I think it can be decent. Mephitic Vapors is a sideboard card. It can be good if I see my opponent playing a lot of X1s, especially against the aggressive Boros decks. We have a second Moodmark Painter, which I'm not really that into. The Burglar Rat I'm not really that into. Midnight Reaper is actually quite a good card, because it lets you replace your creatures as they die. Second Mephitic Vapors, and another Barrier Bones. So far black looks pretty weak. We have a Deadweight. This is not that good either, like it's just okay. And a Midnight Reaper as the main draws into the color, otherwise we have just some okay cards that are conditional based on the kind of deck that you're playing with it. In red we have a Wojak Bodyguard. I do like my Wojak Bodyguards. The Goblin Crater Maker is actually removal, so I like that a lot too. Gravitic Punch is not what I'm looking for. Maniacal Rage can be good in the right aggressive deck. I don't know if this is going to be that deck. Barging Sergeant is just okay as well. I think I prefer the Maniacal Rage actually. Direct Current is removal. I like that. Torch Courier is just okay. I wouldn't play it for the most part, but sometimes you want it. The Inescapable Blaze is a finisher of sorts, because you can throw it at the face, or you can use it to remove a creature, and it can't be countered. So it's not great. I would only ever play 1, but there is always a good reason to play 1. And Command Storm, again, is not amazing, but it does remove a creature, and I don't know if I want 2 of them. I have 2 of them, but I don't know if I want 2 of them. The Fearless Halberdier is pretty bad. But there's another Command Storm. Sure Strike goes well in decks that want instants and sorceries or are particularly aggressive. I don't know if this deck is going to be aggressive enough, but it's definitely something to consider. So in red we have just a ton of removal in both creature and spell form, and that is the main reason to play red. Just burn all day long. Green, Pax Favor is not very good. Bounty of Might can be quite good if you can get it off. You can potentially hit your opponent for 9 on an unblocked creature, and that is quite impressive. I like that very much. Generous Ray replaces itself, so it's actually decent. The Warrior Copy I'm not that much a fan of. Urban Utopia is only for fixing, not really interested in that. Vigorous Sporeworm can be okay in the right deck, especially if you have a lot of creatures in your graveyard, and Crushed Canopy is definitely a sideboard card. So green is super thin. I only have 7 green cards, so I think I'm gonna have to rely heavily on either of its partner colors in black or white, or rely on the guilds in order to play these colors. And then just to note, I do have a Glaive of the Guild pack. If I have enough gates, then this is worth playing, but I don't think I'm going to have enough gates. Alright, let's take a look at the guilds. So if we play blue and black, which blue is much stronger than black, we're going to get a House Guild Mage, which lets us surveil every turn, which is not bad, and then I can freeze an opponent's creature. I like this. Artful Takedown is removal. I like that a lot. If I can surveil a lot, the Disinformation Campaign is great card advantage, so I like that a lot too. Demure Guildgate is okay. Notion Rain I do like as well. It's a type of draw. We have Connive and Concoct, which I also like because it takes my opponent's creatures, or it lets me return one of my cards from the graveyard to the battlefield, which could be a really good creature as well. So I like this a lot. Dimir Spybug plays really well with the Surveil game. We don't have a ton of ways of surveilling, but we do have a lot of repetitive creatures, and I would pretty much play every single one of these Dimir cards, so there is a good reason to play Dimir. This is definitely a winning color pair. In Boros, we have the 2 Guild Gates, which is the least important thing in Boros. We have Tajik, which is very good, and then we have Fresh Face Recruit, which is not bad, but I don't know if this is going to be enough to play a Boros. It's enough because I know that red and white do have something going on, so it's worth considering. In Izzet, we have Niv Mizzet Perun, and if I can stick this creature will win the game by itself. So there's a very strong reason to play Izzet just in Niv Mizzet by itself. We also have Hypothesis, which is really good removal. The lead guild mage is, I think, one of the weaker guild mages, but it does let me draw a card once a turn if I have the mana, so there is a reason to consider this as well. And copying spells is not the worst. Electromancer is good in decks that I want a lot of spells for. The Piston Fist Cyclops can be decent in decks that I'm playing the Izzet game in. And the Sonic Assault is not bad either. So, Izzet's actually a pretty good color pair as well. I'd probably play all of these as well. Then we have Golgari. I'd probably play a Piteous Gorgon in every Golgari deck. The Rhizome Lurcher can be good if I'm getting a lot of Undergrowth, and same with Molder Hulk, but I don't have a lot of Undergrowth strategies right now in terms of being able to get creatures into the graveyard, and so without really any enablers, I'm not really terribly interested in playing Golgari. Even though there are 3 okay cards, this is probably the least impressive color combination so far. And finally, we have Selesnya. We have Guild Gates, which are fine. We have a Woodshaper, which is decent in terms of getting, basically getting a 2/1 body and drawing a card. So that's not bad. The Shieldmates are not bad either. The Conclave Cavalier is quite good. We have even more Guild Gates. And with 3 Guild Gates, this is actually when you start considering something like actually putting the Glaive of the Guild Pact in. Maybe if I had more. The World Soul Colossus can be quite good too. The Ledev Champion can be quite good. We have another Verdati Shieldmate. And so this color combination is actually quite impressive as well, now that I think of it. And it might actually make up for some of the deficiencies that green has by itself. So let's go ahead and boot the Golgari, because that is not happening today, and see how these other 4 guilds work out. So we'll start with Boros, because this seems like it's going to be the thinnest and the easiest to take out of the running. Alright, for playing Boros, we're definitely playing Direct Current. We're playing the Command the Storms, playing the Crater Maker, the Wojek Bodyguard, Inescapable Blaze. Probably play the Sure Strike, because this is the kind of deck that wants Sure Strike. Maniacal Rage goes in, Barging Sergeant will go in. I don't like this, but I might have to play it. No, I'm not going to play the Great Punch. In white, we have the Luminous Bonds, lots and lots of removal. We have a Venerated Loxodon, Healer's Hawk, Gird for Battle, probably play that. Righteous Blow, probably play that. Sworn Companions as a creature. Blade Instructor, probably. I'm really low on creatures, so now I kind of have to play everything in order to play Boros, and I think this is going to be the death knell for the deck, because I kind of have to play everything. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 creatures, which is kind of short for an aggressive deck, and then we have a good amount of non-creature spells. 11 here that I would be willing to play. But 13 creatures for an aggressive deck is not really what we're looking for. Now, these creatures are relatively high quality, aside from maybe the Fearless Halberdier and the 10th District Guards and the Torch Courier. And I think that actually rules Boros out. It's just too short on quality creatures in order to be played here. So, I mean, I do like all this red, burn and removal. It's just like so much removal, but I don't think it's going to be good enough for our sake. So Boros is out. We're going to take Tajik out, the Fresh Faced Recruit out, Guild Gates out. Let's go to white next. We'll pull the reds out, and then we'll see if Selesnya does any better. So I don't have much in green. I have a Bounty of Might, Generous Stray. I'll have to play the Okapi just because I need bodies. That's it. There's not much. And then I'm going to be playing the guild cards, which are, I think, the strongest asset for the deck. And that's it. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 creatures, of which I'm not too unhappy to play. And then 7 spells, which is actually 1 card short. And so I would have to play the Urban Utopia or the Crushing Canopy to actually hit 23. Or maybe the Glaive of the Guild Pact, which could, I guess, work since I have the 3 Guild Gates. This is a little short on what I'm looking for in a deck. The options are like basically play everything that I have and hope I can get there, which I think is not quite good enough. This is a backup. I think it's better than Boros, because Boros doesn't even make 23. I think I would only play this if the other two don't work out. So let's remove this now. So white is gone, and green is gone as well. Alright, I guess we're gonna look at the mirror next. So we'll take out the blues and the blacks. Let's see how we do. These are my two thickest colors, so I think this will be the highest likelihood. Annoying burglar rats. I don't like the mood mark painters. Oh, and I don't really want to play any of these. Maybe the veiled shade. I don't really want to play any of the rest of them. So, okay. Maybe black is not thick after all. Maybe I've mistaken. Alright, so this is kind of what I would play, minus any cards that I'm not happy to play. I mean, I'm not super happy about all this, but this is kind of what I'd be looking at. We have 16 creatures and 7 spells. So it's not the worst. I am playing some really weak cards, particularly in the Vidalcan Mesmerist. I don't really like the Veiled Shade that much. Thoughtbound Phantasm, I guess it could work. So this is okay, but it doesn't excite me. And so this is now my second choice. I think it's a little stronger than Celestia, but let's go back to Izzet and see how that does. I could probably play the Fresh Face Recruit in this as well. 16 creatures, 10 spells, which is actually pretty good. So I can actually call things from this and make this a deck. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, there are cards that I don't love here. Like, I don't like the Vidalcan Mesmerist, or the Torch Courier, or the Thoughtbound Phantasm, to be honest. I don't like the Maniacal Rage in this deck either. And maybe I can splash into Dimir using the Guild Gate for something really powerful from Dimir. Is there anything that is worth splashing into here? I could get Notion Rain, Artful Takedown, Connive and Concoct. Those are all decent reasons to splash. Or do I just kind of run it like this? How many cards is this? This is actually still a deck. You know, it's 23 cards. I don't think that splashing is necessarily worth it in this case. I have lots of removal, like I have a bit of card draw that is removal. Barging Sergeant's not great, but as long as I can get in there, if I'm killing all of my opponent's creatures, then, you know, even cards like Barging Sergeant or Fearless Halberdier can be made to work, and then all these spells are triggering these 2 Murmuring Mystics and then creating a bunch of creatures. So this might actually be the deck that I want to play. What's my blue to red ratio? Let's find out. We have 7 blue and 12 red, so we're leaning just a tiny bit in favor of red. So we'll run 9 mountains to 8 islands. Here's 8 islands, 9 mountains, and I believe that is our deck. Next up, I'm going to be pitting this deck against its sister deck that I did in the last video. Let me know what your thoughts about this deck is and its construction. If you would play a different guild, let me know, or if you'd splash, also let me know. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more such videos, hit subscribe. This was Refresh. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.